For those of you who know this, who have seen other videos of mine on this channel, I want to be a doctor. I go to a really competitive undergrad school where a lot of people are trying to do the same thing, and for doing the whole pre-med thing, it's pretty much you do bio major, you do research, you volunteer in a hospital, and you work some sort of job in like a hospital. That is the tried and true, so to speak, pre-med classic. My goal is to break that mold, and I think I had this realization. Sorry, my laptop is open behind me. There's some decent lighting. With the Jellycat website up, I might buy my girlfriend one. So, anyway, what do I mean? What do I mean by that? What does it mean that I want to break mold? I am not uninterested in research. I would like to do some sort of research, but I'm in a really interesting position being at a university that is good at everything for the most part. There are programs we lack, but everything that we do well. I got this powder blue polo from J. Crew for the springtime. Anyway, basically, my school's great, and we have a lot of opportunities to do things outside of this. So what if I don't volunteer in a clinic, but I do volunteering other ways? So like there are 2 Christian organizations that I volunteer through. One of them is like takes up like 15 hours a week. The other one is like 2. It's not a lot. It's a lot of time when it takes time, but it's not consistent. It's not a consistent time sink, but it's a big time sink when things happen. I did do an internship at a dental office in my area, just to test the waters with that. That was not my cup of tea. I will do some sort of clinical hours. I'll be in Kenya at some point working at a hospital in Kenya. So I'm going to do some of the pre-med stuff. It is pretty basic. I do want to work in the field during my gap year to just get experience working in it. Shadowing, I'm going to do plenty of. I have shadowing tomorrow after class. All sorts of stuff like that. I'm trying to get into a research lab that's not science. It's actually trying to figure out like hyperpolarization, political hyperpolarization amongst college students. That's kind of the goal of the research project. I'm not. I'm a chemistry major with a minor in pretty much it's like philosophy, but it's not like actually called that. That's pretty much what it is though. Pretty much every single video I posted on here has been about something literature, something cultural, something philosophical. I have a lot of time to think about those things, and thinking about things with like people I disagree with. Reading things like Simone Beauvoir, she said like, oh, marriage is objectively oppressive. Or Leo Tolstoy, who wrote a whole story about why he thinks that no one should have children and that marriage is like awful and virginity is the ultimate human purpose. Like this virgin utopia is like what we're supposed to actually do to bring heaven to earth. Whack ideas, in my opinion. If I can't wrestle with other people's ideas on a moral level, how in the world would I do it on a decision-making level? And I think if I have a good moral understanding, not only of what I believe, but also of what other people believe, I think then it's going to make it easier for me to be a good physician leader, where I can not only be informed on why people think the way they do, because I've read it all. I've read all these perspectives. I've conversed with people with different perspectives. If I go in with that, then I can just learn all the science stuff. Like, I do very well in my STEM classes. Like, I got a 96 on my first organic chemistry midterm this semester. I just got a 98 on a cell bio midterm. You know, it's like, I study, but most of the time it's not like it's not that terribly difficult, not to be conceited, but just to be honest. Like, I'm good at these things. And I have to be good at all of it. I have to be good at both sides, because if I'm not a good person, if I'm not a good thinker, if I'm not a good reasoner of ideas, then I'm ultimately not going to be able to reconcile in my mind, like, okay, well, this doctor thinks I should do this versus this guy thinks I should do this, or, how do I deal with someone wanting or not wanting to pull the plug on their grandparents, stuff like that. I think having a strong moral foundation that is inspired by a core root and, supported by a vast wealth of knowledge from all sorts of other people's ideas, I think that is going to assist me in being a doctor far more than most people in my circumstance can see. And so, to all the medical schools and medical application people who are watching this, which is likely none of you, until I have to apply, and then they find this YouTube channel and they watch all these videos of me ranting about random stuff, this is probably the most important one they'll watch, because I'm 20 years old right now. I'll probably apply in 2 years, and I really do want to be a doctor, and I just think it would be the coolest thing in the world. I just think that would be the most exciting job ever, would be like being able to offer my life up in service to others. And it's a job where I can feel like comfortable raising a family. I'd be paid well, and it's just like, I love science and I love people. It's like this wonderful intersection where I get to see my effort and my intelligence be used in a way that's not just for me. And I want to take my undergrad time to, figure out who I am and what I believe, and not figure out, how do I be the most published and have the most hours racked up. I want to be good at what I do, and I don't want to kill myself before I get there. Not saying that it would lead me to suicide. I'm just saying I don't want to lose my sanity. I think a lot of people, a lot of pre-med kids, they really just lose themselves in the pursuit of it all. And so to kind of take a random left turn, I signaled to the right on my end, but to take a left turn, it's, to anyone else who's trying to be a doctor, like, it's hard to get there. The hardest part about it is getting to med school, probably. That's what I've been told by a guy I know who's at Johns Hopkins right now for his fellowship. But you are a human being. I believe you're a human being created in the image of God, and your life is a lot more worth. It's worth more than your career and what you think you have to do. It's all just a recommendation. And the thing I have found to be the most productive, the most fruitful in trying to become a doctor is to do what you enjoy and be smart. So I'm not saying that to be like a douchebag, I suppose. I'm just saying that because I thought it was funny. But like, work hard in class, learn what you have to, get a good GPA, do well on the MCAT, and then extracurricular wise, just do what you enjoy, do what would build you up and help you build others up. I'm involved in a church ministries, and my minor is pretty time consuming with the mentorship stuff I do through that. Like, I get mentored through that program, and I just think that there's a wealth of opportunity in undergrad that it doesn't have to do with I want to be a doctor right now. That can prepare you well for that. There's really niche circumstances. Now, you should definitely still shadow and like work in the field, but I'm not gonna go make like a breast cancer awareness club because my grandma has breast cancer. You know, I'm gonna love my grandma and pray for her and be emotional support to her while I can. But I think there would be too many ulterior motives behind it for me to feel good about doing it. I also would only want to do research if I was deeply invested in the subject, which is why I had trouble for a long time wrestling. I was like, do I want to do this? No, I really don't. Because most of it's kind of uninteresting, and the ones I apply for, it's like, you know, I want to do that when I'm in med school. Right now, I want to do other things. I want to learn. I want to learn how to be a human while I can, before I dedicate, you know, some 12 years to training to become some sort of physician. So, I hope that was helpful to anyone who's thinking about pre-med. You don't have to break the mold. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm going to get rejected from every med school and have to take several gap years. I don't think that's what's going to happen, because I don't know. I just kind of have this feeling about it. I don't really feel like, I think I'm going to get into a great med school and be a great physician, because that's what I want to do. And the way I do it, I mean, it's not really up to me, ultimately, where I end up. But anyway, have a good night.